Nobody saw this coming. Not the industry, and definitely not Drake's inner circle. Just when everyone thought Germany's charts belonged to Drake forever, Kendrick Lamar pulled off the most unexpected, jaw-dropping takeover. In recent music history, it all started with a single tweet one fan late at night. Screenshotting the Apple Music Germany charts with Kendrick's new track sitting at number 1, Drake nowhere in sight. Within minutes, social media exploded. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and the family was left divided as the internet went wild. Some were celebrating Kendrick's victory like it was a championship, while die-hard Drake stans called foul play and demanded answers. Nobody could believe the numbers. People started speculating about secret marketing campaigns, surprise Berlin concerts, and even accusations of playlist manipulation. Was it real, or just another industry illusion? As rumors spread and the drama built up, even Germany's hip-hop community got sucked into the storm, DJs arguing on air, clubs switching their playlists, and influencers posting teary-eyed reactions to the biggest chart upset of the year. How did Kendrick do it? Why did Drake's reign suddenly collapse? And what does this mean for the future of rap? Not just in Germany, but around the world. Buckle up, because this is the story of how Kendrick Lamar just ended Drake's Germany reign and left fans in total shock. It started like any other Friday in the German music scene. Clubs prepping for the weekend, fans scrolling their playlists, and the same names at the top of every chart. For months, Drake had been untouchable in Germany. Every new single was an instant smash. Every feature went viral, and local rappers treated him like royalty. The industry had settled into a comfortable rhythm. Drake was the king, and no one seemed close to taking his crown. But deep in the shadows, a different energy was building. Whispers about Kendrick Lamar's mysterious rollout had been swirling for weeks. There were rumors of pop-up listening events, secret collaborations with European artists, even sightings of Kendrick himself walking through Berlin with no entourage, just a hoodie and headphones, blending in with the city's underground vibe. Then, almost without warning, it happened. Just after midnight, fans started noticing something weird on Apple Music. Germany's top 10. Drake's latest single, expected to dominate, had slipped a spot. In its place, Kendrick Lamar's explosive new track. At first, some thought it was a glitch. How could Kendrick, who hadn't toured Germany in years, suddenly leapfrog the reigning champ? But as the hours passed and more fans confirmed it, reality set in. Screen recordings flooded Twitter and Instagram with captions like "History made" and "Drake dethroned." The numbers weren't lying. Kendrick was number 1. And Drake had fallen. Fans are shocked, didn't even begin to cover it. Emotions ran high as stans on both sides went to war in the comments. Team Kendrick celebrated, dropping memes of Drake handing over a crown, while Drake's loyalists accused Apple Music of rigging the charts. This can't be real. Someone's boosting streams, one diehard wrote, while another fired back. Nah, bro. Real rap finally getting the love it deserves. Even local German rappers jumped into the fray. Some posted congratulatory stories for Kendrick, saying he had woken up the whole scene. Others were more bitter, hinting that the system was playing favorites, and asking why their own tracks never got this kind of overnight boost. Behind the scenes, industry insiders scrambled to make sense of the upset. In record label offices across Berlin, phones rang non-stop. Executives held emergency meetings trying to figure out what had changed. A promoter leaked a text. "We knew something was coming, but this." Nobody was ready. Rumors started flying. Maybe Kendrick's team had partnered with German brands. Maybe a secret influencer campaign had turned the tide. Or maybe, just maybe, the people were simply ready for a new sound. Drake's camp, never one to back down from a challenge, fired back quickly. His manager posted a cryptic tweet. "Some things look good on paper, but numbers can be deceiving." Speculation exploded. What did he mean? Was Drake hinting at manipulation? Or was he just trying to save face after the loss? Fans dissected every word, looking for clues. At the same time, Drake unfollowed several German influencers and artists on Instagram, sending a not-so-subtle message that he was not happy with the way things had gone down. As the story grew, the German hip-hop community found itself at the center of a global spotlight. Radio hosts brought in panels to debate the upset. One station played Kendrick's track on repeat, their host declaring, "The king is dead. Long live the king." Another show invited a mix of fans, musicians, and even a statistician to argue whether the chart change was legit or not. Emotions ran high, the family was left divided, and nobody could agree on what had really happened. Some saw it as a cultural shift, proof that German rap fans were tired of the same old formula and ready for a new voice. Others saw a setup, convinced that the industry was orchestrating drama just to boost streaming numbers and keep people talking, as Friday turned into Saturday. Berlin's nightlife scene became a battlefield. Clubs that once played Drake on loop now mixed in Kendrick's new song, watching to see how the crowd would react. In some places, people went wild, jumping, rapping every word, acting like it was a historic moment. In others, the vibe was tense Drake. Fans sulking in corners, eyeing the DJ like he'd committed a crime. The divide was real, and it was only getting deeper. What nobody saw coming was just how personal things would get. Artists who had been friends for years suddenly stopped talking. Group chats blew up with accusations of betrayal. One rapper even posted and deleted a message hinting that a major German producer had switched sides at the last minute. Rumors of backstage fights at local venues began to surface, with witnesses claiming they saw industry veterans nearly come to blows over which artist deserved the top spot. As social media kept the drama going, the city itself started to split into Team Kendrick and Team Drake, both convinced they were on the right side of music history. By the end of the weekend, everyone agreed on one thing: nothing in the German music world would ever be the same. Kendrick Lamar had done what nobody thought possible. He ended Drake's reign in Germany, at least for now. But as the dust settled, it was clear this was just the beginning. Because for every victory, there's always a comeback waiting in the wings. And as both camps planned their next moves, fans everywhere braced themselves for whatever was coming next. As Sunday rolled around, the aftershocks of Kendrick Lamar's chart takeover could be felt in every corner of Germany's music scene. Nobody wanted to admit how much things had changed overnight, but it was obvious: DJs, promoters, influencers, even rival rappers, everyone was walking on eggshells, waiting to see what would happen next. Music blogs and YouTube reactors pumped out hour-by-hour updates, breaking down streaming numbers, fan theories, and every cryptic tweet from both camps. For a moment, the entire hip-hop world was laser-focused on Germany, a country that suddenly felt like the center of the universe. The most dramatic fallout, though, was happening behind closed doors. At a posh Berlin rooftop bar, a heated argument broke out between two major German producers. One insisted Kendrick's win was a fluke, the result of American hype and viral marketing, while the other argued, "Nah, this is real. People are tired of the old sound." Kendrick speaks to what's happening in the world. A group of up-and-coming rappers watched the fight with wide eyes, realizing the power struggle wasn't just about music. It was about the future of German hip-hop itself. Meanwhile, in a sleek downtown studio, a popular German rap podcast went live, taking calls from fans across the country. Some callers cheered for Kendrick, saying his lyrics gave them goosebumps and finally made them feel seen. Others were furious, calling Drake the true king and threatening to boycott clubs that stopped playing his songs. Emotions ran high, and as the phone lines lit up, the family was left divided in ways nobody could have predicted. The tension spilled out into public spaces, too. One viral video showed a packed nightclub erupting when Kendrick's song came on, its crowd chanting his name so loud you could barely hear the music. But just 2 blocks away, a rival club stuck to their usual Drake-heavy playlist, with Drake fans holding up homemade signs that read "Drake Forever." Bouncers reported breaking up arguments between rival groups, and at least one DJ had to be escorted out after refusing to switch the playlist. It felt like a low-key civil war, but all about music. Back in Los Angeles, Kendrick's inner circle celebrated the victory, popping champagne and posting cryptic boomerangs on Instagram. One close friend shared a video of Kendrick laughing quietly as he watched the numbers climb on his phone. "It's bigger than just one chart," he said, voice low and calm. Sometimes you've got to remind people who really runs this. Even so, Kendrick himself stayed mostly silent, dropping just a single chess piece emoji on Twitter, enough to send fans into another frenzy of decoding and speculation. Drake, on the other hand, was nowhere to be found, usually quick to respond. This time, he went dark, unfollowing several German fan accounts and canceling a scheduled interview with a Berlin radio station. His team put out a bland statement congratulating Kendrick, but made it clear they didn't agree with the metrics used. Bloggers tore apart every word, accusing Drake of being a sore loser, while others defended him, saying, "This is just a bump in the road. He'll be back." The drama wasn't just limited to the artists. German record labels held emergency meetings trying to figure out how to capitalize on the new interest in international rap. Some started contacting American producers, hoping to book collaborations or remixes that would ride the wave of hype. Others tried to play both sides, sending out emails offering support to both Kendrick's and Drake's teams, hedging their bets in case the tide turned again. What made it all even crazier was how personal the battle became for fans. Online, stan accounts launched full-scale wars, doxing rival supporters, leaking supposed inside info, and even organizing flash mobs in front of record stores. One girl went viral for tattooing Kendrick's lyrics down her arm, while a Drake fan filmed himself smashing a Kendrick CD and tossing it into the river. For every act of celebration, there was an equal act of defiance. The city felt like it was holding its breath, waiting for one of the superstars to make a move that would settle the score once and for all by Sunday night. It was clear the drama had spiraled far beyond music. Friendships were tested, business deals were delayed, and even family dinners got awkward as people argued about whose side they were on. Some called it toxic, others called it passion, but nobody could deny the impact. And as the world kept watching, Germany had become the stage for one of the wildest chart wars hip-hop had ever seen, with no sign of slowing down. By Monday morning, you could feel the energy in Germany was still buzzing, like the whole country had been shocked awake by the chart battle. The streets of Berlin were full of kids blasting Kendrick's track on their speakers, while some Drake fans wore merch and walked around with a chip on their shoulder, refusing to let go of their guy's legacy. What started as a chart story had turned into something much deeper, a question about what kind of music Germany really wanted, and who got to shape the sound of a generation. Local artists felt the pressure the most. Some, who'd been hustling for years, worried that the international spotlight would drown out their own grind. One Berlin rapper posted a frustrated story. "So now we gotta sound like Kendrick or Drake just to get noticed. What happened to German rap?" Others saw opportunity, quickly releasing remixes and mashups, hoping to ride the hype before it faded. Every label and manager was on the hunt for the next viral moment, new cyphers, surprise club appearances, and even rumors that Kendrick himself might show up at a secret Berlin event. Fans are shocked every time a Kendrick sighting is reported, with dozens flocking to clubs or cafes at the slightest whisper of his presence. But behind the scenes, not everyone was celebrating. Industry insiders whispered about power plays, backroom deals, and brand managers working overtime to lock down sponsorships with whichever star seemed hottest that day. In one viral leak, a text exchange showed two big promoters fighting over a chance to book Kendrick, with one saying, "If Drake's out, we need to own this moment, no half measures." Another rumor suggested a major streaming service was about to change their algorithm to boost more international rap. Panicking. Local pop stars who suddenly saw their streams drop overnight. While all this happened, the personal stories kept rolling in. A Kendrick superfan went on TV crying as she described how his lyrics gave her hope and helped her get through rough times. A Drake loyalist, meanwhile, went viral for holding a Drake Still the King listening party, complete with life-size cutouts and themed cupcakes. The city's energy was electric, emotions ran high, and the family was left divided with every headline, meme, and late-night debate. It wasn't just about music anymore, it was about pride. Fans online clashed in comment wars, accusing each other of being fake or not understanding real rap. Instagram influencers, desperate for engagement, jumped on the bandwagon, sharing staged reaction videos of them finding out about the chart upset. TikTok flooded with duets, stitches, and dramatic recreations of the moment Kendrick took the top spot, each one more exaggerated than the last. As Monday turned to Tuesday, Germany's rap community braced itself for the next move. Word spread that Drake's team was working on a Germany-only release, an exclusive single aimed at reclaiming his title. Meanwhile, Kendrick's camp posted a cryptic countdown on social media, fueling theories of a surprise Berlin concert or a never-before-heard remix dropping at midnight. The anticipation kept building, with both sides convinced their favorite would have the last laugh. Meanwhile, club owners and DJs faced real pressure. Some were threatened with boycotts if they played the wrong artist. Others were begged to host fan nights or themed battles. Promoters wondered aloud if a physical fight might break out at the next big event. The city's nightlife had become ground zero for the war, with each night bringing new alliances, broken friendships, and viral moments caught on camera. Through it all, the one thing nobody could deny was that Kendrick Lamar had done the impossible. He broke through, not just in the charts, but in the hearts and minds of Germany's music fans. But even as he soaked up the love, everyone knew Drake wasn't done. He was the king of comebacks, and in hip-hop, the crown is never safe for long. The only question was, who would make the next move? And would the family ever be united again? As fans lay awake scrolling through their feeds, it was clear this story was far from over. If you're still here after all this wild drama, you already know this was more than just a chart story. It was a cultural earthquake. Did Kendrick really end Drake's Germany reign for good? Or is Drake about to pull off the biggest comeback the rap world has ever seen? Are you Team Kendrick, Team Drake? Or do you just love the chaos? The family might be divided, but the energy is off the charts, and fans are shocked by every new twist. So now it's your turn. Drop your hot takes, your wildest predictions, and let us know which side you're on in the comments below. Smash that like button if you were glued to the beef. And don't forget to subscribe for the next crazy chapter, because with these two, you know the story is never really over. Ring that bell and stay tuned, because the next chart war might already be starting. Thanks for watching. Let's see whose side wins in the end.